but like girly pop, he is so down bad. Her like blind faith is just literally like pissing me off. Hey everyone, it's me Riley and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a 24-hour readathon. So I am going to be reading from 4 p.m. today until 4 p.m. tomorrow and just trying to see how much reading I can get done in the next 24 hours. I'm not doing the timer method or anything like that. This is just going to be a very like chill, very relaxed 24-hour readathon. But I am only going to be reading fantasy romance during this 24-hour readathon. So that is my only like stipulation, I guess, is that it is only going to be fantasy romance for the next 24 hours. So for the TBR, I've got 3 books that I'm planning on reading during this 24 hours, and if I finish all 3 of these books, then we will come back to the drawing board. But these are the 3 books that are on my TBR for this readathon. So the first book is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen, and this book I did actually start. I am 17 pages in, and I had started it this past week and just didn't get around to sitting down to make time to read this book. So this is me sitting down making time to read this book. I really enjoyed the first like 2 chapters since I'm only 2 chapters in. I'm on chapter 3 and I really enjoyed the first 2 chapters, and I'm definitely interested to see where this story is going to go. So I'm super excited to hopefully finish this book during this readathon. I also will be reading Kingdom of the Feared, which is the 3rd book in the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. I am so excited to see how this series is going to end, and I feel like I'm more excited to jump into Throne of the Fallen than finish the series. But I did still really enjoy the series, and I am still really enjoying the series, so I'm just super excited to read this final book, and fingers crossed that I love it. And then the 3rd book that I'm a little bit hesitant about but have been wanting to read is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Now I say that I'm hesitant about this just because I recently read Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and it is like a Regency fantasy romance, cozy fantasy vibe. And I just did not vibe with that book, and so I feel like I might not like this book that much just because I feel like Regency cozy fantasy just is not my vibe. But I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm definitely interested to see if I'm going to like it. And since this is the one that I'm like most skeptical about, I think this is the one that I am going to be starting with. I know that I've already started The Bridge Kingdom, but I want to go ahead and start this one, see if I like it, and then just kind of go from there. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 24 hours, is attempting to read all 3 of these books. And so it is currently 3:45 p.m. so I have about 15 minutes until it's time for me to start this readathon. So I think I might actually go sit outside with Navy for a little bit. I've got my liquid IV in my Stanley, and so I think I might go take this and my book outside and sit out there for a little bit because it is a really nice day. It is currently like 86, so it is nice and warm. And yeah, so with that being said, I will update you guys again a little bit later once I start this readathon. It is now 7:27, so there's like 20.5 hours left on this challenge, and I wanted to go ahead and give an update. I have been reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I am about halfway through with it, maybe a little bit more than halfway through with it. I'm currently on page 179, and so far I'm honestly like surprised by my enjoyment of this book. I did not think that I was going to like this book at all, but I can definitely see why people don't like this book, because it is very like history kind of based, even though it's not like historical. And what I mean when I say that is like, yes, we're following Emily, and it is kind of like a Regency-esque type story. It's not exactly Regency, but it takes place in like 1901, so it's like the early 1900s, and so obviously things are a little bit different, and we're following Emily as she's essentially trying to put together this encyclopedia. So she basically is like going around trying to find fairies and things like that. And I did get the audiobook from my library, so I have been doing a like immersive read, tandem read type situation of the audiobook and the physical book. And I definitely feel like if I did not have the audiobook, I don't think I would like this book as much, just because I feel like it could be seen as boring. But with the audiobook, it's making it a little bit more digestible, and I'm having a really good time following Emily and Wendell, which I really like Wendell, and it's so obvious to me that he's so down bad for her, and she's just like, I hate him because he's so lazy and like yada yada, but like girly pop, he is so down bad, and I'm really enjoying it. But it is very much a slow burn. Like there is no romance to be seen right now. So, but I heard that there are some inklings, but it's just like the pining and the banter that is like really kind of doing it for me. But yeah, I don't know. That is my update for the time being. I did just take like a little 15-minute TikTok break, and I did take a break to eat a little while ago, but I definitely do see myself finishing this in the next like 3 or so, 3 maybe 4 hours. And yeah, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading this, and I will update again a little bit later. Hello, I have now just finished Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and it is currently 9:35, so there's 18 hours and 24 minutes left in this readathon. So my thoughts on this book. So I feel like it was good enough. Like, this definitely wasn't my favorite book ever. Do I think that I'll continue on with the series? Probably not. I just feel like this just isn't exactly my favorite type of story. It was good, but just I feel like overall just not for me. But this book is for somebody out there. I'm just not the target audience. But now that I'm done with this book, I will be moving on to Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco, and I will be starting this tonight. I will probably be going to bed here in the next like hour or so, so we'll see how much I can get read. I feel like at least I want to at least get to the first 50 pages, which is like the first 3 chapters. So I will be now moving on to this, and I will update you guys probably before I get ready to go to bed. Hello, okay, so I'm getting ready to go to bed now. It's currently 10:35 and I have 17 hours and 25 minutes left. I've been listening to Kingdom of the Feared. I started listening to it while getting ready for bed, and then I also have been immersive reading as well. And I just, first of all, I really enjoy the audiobooks for this series. Like, it has like some music and stuff in it at certain points, and they're just like, they're honestly pretty good. But I've made it to page 66, which is around 15-ish into this book, so that is where I am pausing for the night for me to go to bed, and I will pick it up in the morning and finish reading it tomorrow, because I definitely do see myself finishing this tomorrow, because already I'm just like having such a good time. And like honestly, Amelia still low-key so annoying. If you know, you know, because she just her like blind faith is just literally like pissing me off. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm gonna go to bed and I will talk to you guys again in the morning. Good morning. So it's currently 8:17 and I ended up sleeping a little bit later than I expected to, because normally Navy wakes me up at like 6 a.m. So I was expecting to be up around that time, but he actually slept in until 8 this morning, so I was able to sleep in a little bit as well. And I currently have 7 hours and 43 minutes left on the timer, so I'm going to go ahead and get started reading Kingdom of the Feared. Like I mentioned last night, I made it to chapter 5, so I'm on page 66, so I'm around like 15-ish% into this, and I definitely do see myself finishing this book before the timer goes off, but we will talk about that then. And I'm going to go ahead and get reading, and I will talk to you guys again a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so it is now 11:16. There is about 4 hours and 45, a little under 45 minutes left in this 24 hours, and I've still been reading Kingdom of the Feared. I am currently on chapter 20, which is page 270, so I have less than 200 pages left. This book is like 204 pages, so less than 200, honestly probably less than 150. My math is not mathing right now, but I think I'm gonna take a little break to get some food, because it is lunchtime now. It's like 11 o'clock, so I think I'm going to get some food. Plus I'm feeling like I might be trying to kind of slump a little bit. I don't know, I am not feeling like reading at the moment, so I'm gonna try and get myself out of that by getting lunch. So that's what I'm about to do right now, and then when I get back I will continue reading. I might listen to the audiobook in the car, but we'll see. I might just need a few minutes to just like not do any reading. So yeah, that is my update for now. I do still see myself finishing this today sometime. Like I said, I have like 150-ish maybe pages left, but so far I'm enjoying it. Amelia is probably the most unlikable female main character that I've read in a while, besides Daphne and Never, which I couldn't even make it 50 pages in Never before DNFing it because I just hated Daphne that much. But that is besides the point. That you'll learn about that in another video. But yeah, so that's my update for now, and I will talk to you guys again a little bit later. Hello. Okay, so it is now 2:32 p.m. I have a little bit under an hour and a half until 4 o'clock, which is when this readathon is over, and I just finished Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco, and I feel like this was a pretty good conclusion to the series. However, I do feel like there were a few conversations that needed to be had that didn't happen, so I was a little confused there at the end about why things were just randomly just like solved, but that is beside the point. I'm now finished with this, so that means that I will be moving on, I guess, to my final book for the last hour and a half, which is The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. I do have this on my Kindle as well, so I might actually pick it up on my Kindle instead of physically reading it, because I feel like I might be able to get a little bit more read. But if I'm being so honest, like I'm really just like read out for today. So honestly, I think I might just go ahead and end the video here because I finished 2 books in 24 hours and I feel like that's good, and I'm not feeling super in the reading mood anymore, so I don't want to like burn myself out because I've been trying to get out of a reading slump, and so I'm not trying to put myself back in one. So I mean, I guess technically this video is a fail, but I feel like it's also a success even with me ending it an hour and a half early. But yeah, just as a recap for the 2 books that I did end up reading during this 24 hours, I did start and finish Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I ended up giving 3.75 stars. I enjoyed this book, but I just feel like this type of premise just isn't my cup of tea. But overall, I would recommend this if you like cozy fantasy books, but if not, then maybe not. And then the second book that I ended up reading was Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco, and I'm giving this one 3.75 as well. It just didn't really quite feel like a 4-star. Out of the books, I feel like I liked the first one probably the best, but I feel like this one was probably my second favorite. I feel like this one was definitely more adult. It was honestly pretty spicy, which I wasn't expecting compared to the rest of the series, but you could kind of tell that like the first one started off as kind of like YA, and then as it progressed it became more of an adult series. And overall, I enjoyed the series and I'm happy with the conclusion. So these are the 2 books that I read during this readathon, and I am happy with that. And yeah, so that is going to be all for today's video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all my social media linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.